Now if you look here, you can see there's rather an unfortunate tear in the bolster, and there are others, two others, and some smaller further down the seat. Now this isn't as hard to fix as you might think. At first I thought I didn't have the skills for this, but I think I can do it. And here's what you need to start. This is just a self-adhesive vinyl film, and you cut this to size and slide it upside down underneath where the tear is and stick it down. Now I will also be using a leather glue which will help the adhesion, and that will hold it tight. Once we've done that, a little bit of filler and a sand, and that should be good. I'm not saying it'll be perfect, but this thing is 60 odd years old. I don't really want it to look perfect, I want it to look cared for, and that's where we're going. Right, so this is quite a large tear, but this will be enough to do it. So we'll just cut some of this off. It doesn't stick instantly, so there's a bit of forgiveness in it, but we poke that underneath as best we can. And it just gives a base to... There we go. That's it, gives it something to hold on to. And now the leather glue, you can use a brush, but I'm going to put this on with a lolly stick. And I'll put it on both sides and everywhere I can. And then just press it down. And that's the worst of the tear dealt with. Now that will stick, and then we can come along with the filler afterwards and the dye, and we'll just see how good we can get it. Okay, well you can see now that the glue has dried. I've left this overnight and it's stuck down very nicely, but you can still tell that there's been an issue there. So the next step is some leather filler, and we spoon this with an old lolly stick into the cracks, make it nice and smooth and level again. There's a bit of a hole there that we can do with disappearing. We might have to do this more than once because it'll sink into some of the deeper cracks. But I will sand this and then dye it, and hopefully you'll be able to see very little of the initial damage that was there. Now this base cushion has had 48 hours, 2 days and 2 nights for the filler to dry. So the next step is to sand it with some 320 grit sandpaper. Now it's quite a long job to do it by hand, and it might not be quite as good as using a palm sander. However, you don't want to be using a palm sander too often on the leather, because obviously it does make it that little bit thinner and it'll lose its strength. However, we will have a go with this. There's just one thing, and that's, you don't want leather dust in your nostrils. It's not the greatest stuff to have, so we'll take a precaution. I'll give it a go. that's coming on quite nicely, and I'm going to work on this for a little bit longer. I'm going to do the whole of the seat regardless of whether there's filler in it, simply because you want the same colour when you put the dye on. So off we go. There, now that's as sanded as I want it, or as I can get it. I'll just brush off the debris and check to see if there are any little points outstanding that I need to hit with a piece of sandpaper just in my hands. See, there's a little bit just down here. See, sticking up. Now that's about as flat as I think I can get it. So the next step is we'll just give it a little spray and a wipe down, and then finally we'll give it the first of the 4 coats of this dye that I'm going to put on, and I might put more on, but we'll see. So first of all, we'll give it 1 coat. And remember, you only want to put this thinly. I know it looks thick, but I'm spreading it out, and as thinly as you can get it. And we'll build up the coats. You see it fills in the cracks anyway. It's quite thick. And that's its first coat of dye applied. You can still see there's white showing through where the filler was, but don't worry about that, because as you apply more and more thin coats to it, that will gradually disappear. You'll not be able to notice it. Right, well, it's had a few hours to dry. The dye has dried. I was going to give it another coat, but I'm not sure if you can just see here and here. It's a little bit raised up there, and there's still a little dip here. Now the temptation is, of course, to just keep chucking dye on it and hope it'll sort itself out, but of course it won't, and we've got lots of time, so we'll try to get it as perfect as possible. The first thing I'm going to do now is, just, even though I've dyed this, I've got enough dye, I'm going to sand this little lump out, and I'm going to fill this one again, so it'll be tomorrow before I put any more dye on it. Put that one there. Here, I haven't noticed. Doesn't hurt to get it into some of these creases. Okay, well, I think that intermediate step we took yesterday made a difference. And this second lot of filler is nicely dry now, so the next thing is to give it another sand, and then we'll re-dye it and see how that's come on. A lot of the creases are filled up with this dye anyway, and it's already looking a whole lot better. If you remember, we've got a big tear here, a big tear there, and one over here. You can barely see them, so let's have another go. would tell you that it was a bit dangerous to overdo it. Just here I've properly overdone it. Caught the leather with the back heel of the sander, and that's made a right mess. So more filler, but it's not something we can't overcome. Now, there are still one or two bits I'm not too happy with. This bit here for a start, that's got to go. That's it. You see, that would not dye very easily. Now it's time for some more dye. I'm going to leave that little patch over there to dry, but the rest of it can still have a coat. Okay, well, it's dry again. I think we're just going to do one more coat of dye on here, and then the next step will be to condition the leather one more time and moisturise it a little bit more, and then we'll polish it, and we'll use a magic ingredient for that, coconut oil. However, for now, let's try some more dye. Well, we've had overnight, and this dye is now nice and dry, nothing coming off on my hand. I've got an even colour. It's still scarred, it's battle scarred, but I don't mind that. And the only thing now is that it looks flat, the colour. And so the next thing I'm going to do is to moisturise and nourish this leather with some of this. And after I've done this, giving it a chance to dry, I will then polish it with coconut oil to seal it. Now you've got to be careful with this stuff, because if you leave it, if you're not careful, you'll get a faint line underneath where it's gone. So put a bit on, wipe it into place, and there we are. That's nice and conditioned and shiny at the moment. This will fade back, but of course you know me, this is not going to be the only coat of it that I'll put on. There'll be another one, maybe even another two, and it plumps up this leather. The fibres will come nice and plump, and now that it's moist, that'll be soft and pliable. So one or maybe two more coats of this, and then some polish to seal it. Well, now it's had 3 coats of the leather cleaner, moisturiser, conditioner thing, and you can see it's dry. It has still got a shine to it from this conditioner, but that won't last very long. So the thing I want to do now, because I like them to be shiny, is I've got this coconut oil. Now it says oil, and don't be fooled, because it's more like a bit of a wax. It's solid. So what you've got to do is rub your fingers in it on a cloth like that, and then just put it on like this, little circles, and then once it's all on, we buff it, just as if we're polishing a pair of shoes really. And this is going to seal it, and it will make sure you don't end up with any traces of the leather cleaner or the dye or anything else on your clothes. I will still leave this a little while longer before I replace it in the car, but this is the final step really. As I say, it's not perfect, but I don't want it to be perfect. And this will take me maybe 5 minutes just to put this on, so I'll show you when I've done it. There, now I've applied this all over, and you can see there is just a faint trace of red from the dye on this cloth, but I've gone all over this seat, so what I've done there is saved that from being on your clothes. Now all there is to do is buff it, and you can see that shine there. If somebody had looked after this seat in this way from it first being fitted, it would look a damn sight better than it does now, but who's going to do that? I don't do that with new cars. Old cars, definitely. Well, we all have a limited lifespan on God's green earth, and of my limited lifespan, that is as much time as I intend to put into this particular seat cushion. It's actually, believe it or not, since I last had the camera on, it's had 6 coats of coconut oil, and that is as good as I intend to get it. It looks old, it looks cared for, it's where I wanted it to be. You can't really tell the awful state it was in when we first picked it up, but now it's time to put it back in the car. And it really is just as easy as that. So now, similar thing on this front base cushion, and put it all back together, but then I've got to show you something else. And it's this abomination on the back seat here. Can you see this, where the sun has shone through the windscreen for decades, and all that back is lifted and split. That is really beyond a normal repair where you would stick that leather down. I'm going to fix it and you'll see how, but that's a different film. And there you have it, that's the end of that one. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please do like and subscribe if you have. Join me next time when we'll fix the top of that back seat. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.